Don't know my opinion.
Actually, you're in my space, and actually, this is an inclusive circle.
No, they weren't dragged into by the school.
You can sit there and go like that and look around it, and I'm asking you genuine questions.
I've answered your question. There is a globalist, communist-inspired agenda to trans our kids, to turn them to deviants, and to educate them to a far-left agenda. And as I've read out in the letter, there is clearly, is clearly there in black and white. This is cancelled, that's cancelled, we're moving this, we're doing that, and for the sake of diversity. It's 7 paragraphs long, and I've read it out. And you're saying, what's the agenda? I can't reason any further with that. I can't exchange any more blows of logic. No, I'm sorry, you're not listening.
I am listening. You said you've read a letter, and that's fine. I am listening. Please don't tell me I'm not.
Your dialogue is defensive and combative at the same time. I can't really work it out. I can't really work it.
I asked you to educate me. You said you made a statement about what 3-year-olds learning. I asked you where, so I can educate myself. And you're like, no, you're not listening. My efforts are wasted. No, I'm not. I'm asking you to educate me.
What's coming in
do that.
Look, it's utter madness. The woman has come over to me to ask me what the agenda is, why are we here, what are we doing, as if I can just roll off a PhD level thesis on the communist-inspired globalist agenda. I mentioned UNESCO, I mentioned the rollout to trans kids, turn them to homosexuality, to destroy masculinity, to destroy the patriarch, and to turn them away from Christianity and to make them bend the knee to Islam. I've done all that, and she absolutely would not accept anything that I was saying, but happily, passive-aggressively saying things like educate me, over and over again. I want to learn, trying to put me on the back foot psychologically. You can't reason with psychopaths. Knowing you as I do, you've filmed my speech. I read the letter out from head teacher Stephanie Mander. It's there in black and white. And these people 100% don't believe that the letter's real.
You said psychopath. You think it's the psychological now where they can't look beyond. So what could be done? What could you do? What could individuals do to put it through to them?
Obviously, this is a very, very sensitive subject. So when I don't throw the word psychopath around lightly, but I've seen enough of the far left. I've seen enough of Marxists. I've seen enough of the communists, the extreme left, to know that this is pathological. This is a mental disorder. And again, why would you ever counter this? We're here to celebrate Easter. We're here to be mindful of Easter. And we've also got Easter eggs as well. We've got young, old, male, female. We've got concerned citizens from the area. It also says a lot if concerned people from outside the area also come in as well. They absolutely will not repent. They simply won't do it.
Today, people have pointed out it was the initial letter. And that's what counts.
Yeah, the letter's gone out and it went viral, and Britain was outraged, and rightly so. It's right there in black and white. There's about 7 paragraphs, and it says Easter the part of the Easter service is cancelled. Then they say, oh no, that's just one part of the Easter service. The other one's actually happening. It's nonsense. Oh, the bonnet parade is cancelled. But they're doing something else instead. And then they'll say and talk over you, saying they've been learning about Lent all week. This isn't about religious education. It's not about religious studies. This is about a teacher who put out a letter clearly saying that in the name of diversity, Easter on our 4th Holy Week, the 4th week in Lent, as we approach Passion Sunday, the most holy of seasons. Britain is a Christian land. She went out of her way to say this is cancelled, and it's done so in the name of diversity. And they're trying to reason with me that that's not what's happened. Pathological.
I think the children in question, if they have Easter cancelled, surely they'll still know Easter exists elsewhere.
Of course.
Wouldn't they have to ask those questions? Wouldn't that not have an effect on the children?
So this is why a woman has said at some point, this is not political. This is as political as it gets.
Children understand.
The ins and outs of the nativity, the ins and outs of the liturgical calendar, specifically with regards to the nativity and with regards to Lent, must be taught, fostered, worshipped, respect and embraced within taxpayer-funded schools, because not everyone can afford to send their children to private Protestant or Catholic schools. So it's a Christian land. The predicate here is a Christian land, and if it's taxpayer cash, the liturgical season of Lent and of the Nativity must be learned, understood, explored, and in fun ways that children can relate to. So we reject the overall commercialization, but they're children. We'll worry about that after 13, after they've been confirmed or born again, whatever denomination that they want to go with. That's also down to the parents as well. And we need to understand holy days of obligation, and we need to understand Saints' Days, St. George's Day. We need to understand that New Year's Day is actually Our Lady's Day. It's just New Year at the same time because of the Gregorian calendar. We are in a liturgical season now of holiness, and a woman like that has sent a letter out, which then went viral for the podcasters and the commentators to do a little digging, because they're very good at that, to find out that if you become a recognised and accredited sanctuary, specifically with regard to some sort of nonsense blurb about refugees, and God forbid you call them illegals, you will receive extra funding, because you're ticking these diversity boxes, and the Department of Education, which is one of our institutions which has been captured, is funding it. But not private money, not theocratic donor money like in Saudi, not Bill Gates, George Soros money. We're paying for it. We're paying for it. And the brick on the chimney, the cherry on the cake, is that these people are trying to reason with me through some bizarre form of totalitarian propaganda and lefty tactics to try and put me on the back foot. That there have been several committee meetings and the letter was a mistake and it's been rectified since, and they've had multiple committee meetings, and on the Board of Governors, the team leader, the head honcho of the Board of Governors, David Ford, don't quote me, is the ministry lead at Eastleigh Baptist Church. We should be absolutely enraged across the country, and that's without mentioning they're cancelling all the items of Easter in terms of the children's education activities in the name of diversity. It's not Jewish diversity, it's not Hindu diversity, it's not Sikh diversity, and it's not Buddhist diversity. It's Islamic diversity. We should all be outraged. This all ends when we say ends. Taxpayer cash. If people within society, multicultural, multi-faith, multi-ethnic, if they want to fund it on their own, go fund it on your own. Whilst you don't have a UKIP government, I might add, because that's all gonna stop. But if you want to go fund it now, go fund it now. You want to live in gated communities and fund it yourself, go for it. But with taxpayer cash, it's a Christian land. The children learn about Lent and Easter. And Stephanie Mander, you put out a letter saying, "I'm sorry, I repent. Christ is King. This is a Christian land. I should have done the opposite of that letter. I should have wrote a letter to all the parents saying, Christ is King, Britain's a Christian country, and this is a very special season that we will observe so as not to offend the 34 million Christians in the UK. But instead we get told, we're going to offend you, we're going to disrespect you, we're going to get away with it, and it's your cash that's paying for it."
Last thing, in a nutshell, you're not telling people that they have to learn about Easter and Lent. If they want to do it, they can pay for it themselves.
Yeah, so in fairness, in the realm of fairness, I'm on record as saying, outside of a UKIP government, if you want to fund it yourself, go for it. Gated community or otherwise. Everyone's aware of the political angle here. This is a Disciples of Christ event, but this is as political as it gets when it comes to taxpayer money and far left agendas to indoctrinate our children away from Christianity and to bend the knee to Islam. So if you want to do things in the name of fairness, privately funded, go for it whilst you still can. Go for it whilst you still can. Yeah, there you go. A bit of libertarian. There you go. Oh, you bring out a little libertarian in me there. And naughty, sneaky.
Be careful with me, right?
Oh, you sneaky.